Let's talk about Palia. Palia has been around for over a year now, and I've only just heard of it, and I've only just started playing it. I love anything where you can create an avatar and play as that avatar, where you are physically moving that avatar around yourself, and there's a story to the simulation. Like, it's not just do XYZ, which is why I think Sims have put quests, and I think that's why. But anyways, Palia looks like this, and it is a fantastical game. So it's like a fantasy world, fantasy characters, and the plotline for every single person who plays is, oh, you're the first human on Earth. I mean, you're the first human on this planet in Palia, and like you have to navigate stories of like how you came to be, and like Palia's history, and all these characters and their stories. And there's quite a few characters, which is one of my favorite things about this. It's really not limited in that sense. I am playing on Switch obviously, but you can play on PC, and I think a lot of people have said that it's worse on Switch than PC, and to a degree I can understand it, but not fully, and I'll explain. There are a lot of cons about this game, but I also have loads of things that I love about this game, and I'm still in the very early days. So like, for example, when I covered Cozy Grove, which I'm still playing, but I feel like it's something I should end now because I've been doing it for almost a year straight, every single day. I did like a first thoughts, and like, okay, I've played this for a while now, here are my actual thoughts, and then coming to the end of the game and it's like, okay, final thoughts. So it's the same kind of thing right now. I think the animation in this game is so beautiful. I think for such beautiful animation they could have better avatar assets, like faces and like hairs and things like that, but I will say it's not the worst thing ever. Like, they have a decent amount already, and you can buy more. Personally, I wouldn't, even though like there's a lot more choice if you can buy more. This is what your character looks like. Obviously you make it however you want your character to look like, but this is the third screen that you go through to enter the game. I think that's one thing that a lot of people might get frustrated about, is like there's loads of like enter screens instead of just one and then you enter the game. There's like a lot of press OK, press OK, press OK, press, and it's just like, yeah, I've said it. I'm going to show you the screen. So here is the to-do list, here is your inventory, your like hunger is up here. It has like a compass, so like if you have like a task on your to-do list here, it shows you like an exclamation mark of which way to go, and the compass like leads you, and that's where like you can begin the quest, or like that's where you need to go for the quest. So that's really good. I really enjoy that. You have, I think it says here, you can't see it properly, but it says like press those buttons for those things, and that's not the case on a Switch Lite. Like, those aren't the correct buttons. Some of them are, not all of them. But anyway, you basically go around and your main thing is the quests. However, a lot of that needs the skills of like foraging and catching fish, which by the way is impossible. I don't get it. I just don't. But it's fully interactive. Like you go around the whole place, you have every angle, you can run, jump. Like I think the ability to navigate in this world is amazing. I do think, and my opinion will probably change on this the more that I play this, that there's a limited sort of aesthetic to this game, which I get, but as someone who loves avatars and all of that, I would love more than just like a, for lack of a better word, base game kind of aesthetic. But again, that's why like CC and mods exist, and like I spoke about 𝙁𝙗𝙧𝙀𝙀 in one of my recent videos, and I watch her all the time, and when she plays Stardew Valley, she literally like plays at the moment the expanded and modded version with loads of CC, which I understand because personally I don't like the look of Stardew without all of that. It feels very one level, which is fine, but I also think like as a gamer girl, I'm gonna throw up, you do have like this urge of like fully immersing yourself into something when you play it, and I think when it's at one level you can't do that. This is, okay, let me show you this. I'm gonna show you this first. This is the map. It's empty right now because I'm on my lot, but as soon as you leave your lot you get the full town, city, whatever map. The towns, cities, I don't know where they are fairly small. They're not tiny, but they're fairly small, so they're easy to navigate and not get too lost. And then there is a second city, town, which is the opposite. It's the same size and yet so complicated to navigate. It's like I've gotten stuck several times. Like my avatar physically can't move. So that is what it is. It's definitely not my biggest problem. Then when you press the plus, you get like inventory, quests, like everything you can see in one place, right? My biggest beef at the moment, and I might be stupid, but I'll explain why. So you have like your inventory and it's in the form of like a backpack. You can expand the backpack. You have to pay in game, not in real life, to keep expanding the backpack, which is fine, and it's not that hard to do really. But say that everything is full, which is, it's not a lot of space. Like ignore these first two lines, those aren't my inventory. This is my inventory. It's a tiny inventory. And then you think, okay, well, like most games, it will have storage, which it does. I don't know where though. I have no idea how to access it. My biggest beef with this game is that most parts of it are not intuitive. It's not obvious, and I don't mean that in like, oh, the game's easy or hard. I mean like basic things like finding your storage in a game where your inventory is used 24/7 should be the easiest thing to navigate, and it's not. Same with like fishing. If that's one of the key skills, I'm not saying you should be amazing at it straight away, but there should be a level of, okay, I know how to do this. I know how to assume to do this. And that just doesn't exist. When you start most things, it gives you like a little thing at the top left of the corner of your screen where it kind of tells you how to do something, but in my opinion it's not very clear. Like, and even when it tells you to do that thing, if you follow it verbatim, doesn't work. I might just be being stupid. It could be me. But there are several times where I felt with this game like that's not very intuitive, and so many things I've had to look up. So for example, yeah, okay, so one of the first quests that you get with a character called Gel, love of my life, you can romance the characters, by the way, which is one of my other favourite things about this, is to collect 5 shells. It sounds fairly easy. It doesn't tell you where to go, doesn't tell you where shells will be. Your first assumption is like by the water. Yeah? 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 No. No, it's in the next town over at like very specific beaches only. So you're just like for an entire day of gaming, I was trying so hard to like not look stuff up because I was like, I'm getting really frustrated that this isn't intuitive. And then I looked it up and I was like, I'm so pissed off. Like, if it's in specific places, like for example, like I said, if you get a task and it's in a specific place, usually you get like the exclamation mark on the map of like, this is the area you need to search. But clearly it's not doing that for every quest, and I feel like that should be for every quest. If you're especially just starting to play the game, you shouldn't be lost so early on in the game. You do play, like, the worlds are public, so you're in public servers. I haven't had any issues with that. I don't know if I prefer it to solo and like private spaces. Usually I don't really play in public spaces online. I think it's cool to see other characters, and you know, if it was the only, like, I think there's like what, 12 characters that are NPCs. I think obviously their idea is it can't just be these 12 people in like the biggest town that this story is based on, so let's add other people so that the servers fill it up. So it makes sense. The characters are also really different and I love that. The setup, however, of the town is very confusing in the sense of you have stores, and they all are owned by different NPCs, but you're the one that opens it. Even as I say it, it doesn't really make sense. And I don't mean like, oh, you have to like achieve something and then the store opens. No, like you have to open it every day. Don't ask me. I don't know. I'm lost. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. You have a lot of options when it comes to like foods and stuff, and like one of the things that I enjoy about it is like you can learn to like cook in it and things like that. Like I think those aspects where they may not be super common in, like, if you think about other, technically this is like a fucking farming game, if you think about other farming games like Animal Crossing, you don't do that. So I like that it has aspects that other games just don't have, because I think that's more immersive. I think I could sit here all day talking about this game, but I think those are my main points at the moment. I think that if, obviously it's early access, which is why it's free. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. It's free. Like, for a free game, it's amazing. It's so good. I think that there needs to be an improvement in the intuitivity of the way that the game is navigated and set up, because, like, for example, that you can't see it, but there's like a little like envelope, and you would assume like, okay, that's messages or something. You can't open it. You can't open it. And then like, if you have mail, you go to your mailbox and you open it, that envelope goes away. But why am I getting the envelope if I'm right next to the mailbox and I can see, because basically the mailbox glows when it has something in it, so you only get that when you're on your home plot and can access that, and it's glowing, so I know I have mail. So things like that I just don't like. It's not necessary. I don't understand it. The hardest thing, aside from like what I've already mentioned, to navigate in my opinion, is the home plot. To edit it, you have to do that, and it looks like that was easy to do, right? It says locked, 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 but then everything else around it is not locked. So why am I owning everything apart from what's around my house? Again, this makes no sense. And then this is how you plant trees, okay? That's fine by itself, but then this is how you plant veg. And then when you get a tree seed, it allows you to open it up the way that it does if you get a veg seed. So like, as if you can plant it like normally, but no, you have to go to this. And I didn't know that for, again, like a day of gameplay, because I was like, what the fuck is going on here? It's not very intuitive. I think that's ultimately what it keeps coming down to. It also makes my Switch sound like it's about to run away from me, because it suddenly has an engine and it just won't shut up. But I don't care about that, that's fine. Yeah, I think I've listed a lot of cons, but really it is such a good, inclusive, fun game. The storylines I'm not speaking about too much because I've literally just started, so I'm not like, this storyline is better than this storyline, you know, like I've literally just started, so I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is that it's so fun, it's so beautiful, it's so like well crafted, and I really enjoy it. I just wish it was a little bit more intuitive than it is. That's it, I think. But do I recommend it? Absolutely. It's insane. It's so good. But I will see you again in a few months after I've kind of got the handle on it and I've played through a lot of the storylines, and we can talk about it in a bit more depth then and see if there's anything that's changed and if I'm just being silly, because I probably am. I love you guys so much. I will see you in my next video. Bye.